This may be real, this may not be real, but either way, it exists in my mind, therefore it is real. I'm going to refer to these two parents as simply being parent number one and parent number two of hotel cameras. You see, these wonderful parents wanted to go on a family vacation, but they also wanted to include both sets of in-laws. So they also wanted to stay in this very lavish hotel. So once they arrived at this hotel, parent number one received a phone call. So parent number one viewed who was calling them, and they quickly exited the hotel room and went downstairs into the lobby. 10 minutes later, parent number one arrived back from being in the downstairs lobby to the upstairs room. And once parent number one entered the room, parent number one viewed parent number two sitting in the chair, and behind parent number two were both kids. Behind both kids were both sets of in-laws. So finally, parent number one piped up and they said, "Why are you guys staring at me?" Parent number two says, "Hey, babe, you do know that my parents own this hotel." Parent number one says, "Yeah, I know." So then parent number two says, "Well, if you know that they own the hotel, then you should also know that they have access to the camera system. So if they have access to the camera system, babe, so do I." So now parent number one is thinking, are they gaming me here? So finally, parent number two pulls the cell phone out of their pocket, and they show parent number one that they have the access code to the cameras. And right before they got ready to push play, parent number one said, "Stop, babe, don't do it." Both kids dropped their heads and they walked into the room and they closed the door. Parent number one dropped their head in just complete embarrassment and shame. The in-laws looked at parent number one and everybody walked over there and gave them a hug. So here's my question to you. Well, here are my three questions for you. First question is, do you think parent number one was a man or a woman? Question number two, do you think they remain married? Question number three, yes, they had access to the camera system, but do you think the camera system had sound where they could actually hear conversations? I don't know. What do you think?